Hello again everyone, and welcome to another tutorial in my series How to Draw Cartoon Characters. Now of course, before we start, if you could subscribe, that would be terrific, thank you very much. And also, ring the little bell icon if you want to know what's coming up next. Okay, well the character today is the anime or manga character, Doraemon, that very cute cat from the 22nd century that's sent to the present day to help the young boy Nobita Nobi. Okay, now the character is actually based on circles, big kind of curves, okay? And the head is no exception, that's a great big circle. So you start off coming around like this, great big curve. You could use, if you're not very good at drawing circles, you can actually use a saucer or something like that to draw your curve. Okay, so this comes right around like that, and a big curve. And the clever thing about this character is that it looks a little bit as if it's in a spacesuit. In fact, the head itself looks a bit like the helmet of a spacesuit, even though it's the cat's head. Okay, now the cat's eyes are very near the top, and again, two big curves like oval shapes come in like this. There's one there, and right beside it, between the two eyes, you have a circular nose coming in here, and the highlight there. The other eye, very near it, touches that line there, comes up in a nice oval curve again, coming around like that, and the pupils very near the center, the edge rather here, more towards the center in this one. So you get this pupil coming in here with a highlight there, another one coming in more towards the center like that with a big highlight there. Okay, now like every cat's face, you have a line coming down from the nose. This is quite a long line, comes down, stops it there, and you get a great big grin for this cute robot cat coming up like this. And they simplify the lines in the design, which is really great. Come up like this, and then you get a big curve coming in there. And the top part of his head is shaped from the middle of the eye and curves down like this on the other side. So you get the sense almost of a helmet, Make it look more like a robot or a spaceman or something like that. Okay, and of course the whiskers, again, very simplified, coming out. One there, one here, and one coming in there, and three on the other side. One coming in about, let's say, about here. One here, and another one down here. Okay, below the head we have a kind of collar shape coming down like this. He's a cat after all, so he's got a bell. So that's the kind of collar, and then the bell shape again is a circle, a rough circle like that. Top curving there, and then the center part of the bell, a kind of ridge shape coming in like that, and then the actual gap in the bell, which creates the noise there, or allows the noise to come out rather. Okay, his right arm is kind of behind him, so you get his elbow sticking out like that, and then you get his tummy shape coming in, a nice fat little round tummy here, okay, like that. And sticking out here, he's sitting down in this pose, so you get his legs sticking up, and his feet, again, great big oval shapes, very simplified shapes. Like that. Another one coming towards you, which is towards in this area here. Take that out of the way just now. Okay, and he has a kind of pocket shape coming in just below the bell on his tummy there. Like that. And then the front of his tummy there. And then the side, his arm, this one is kind of leaning on the ground, if you like, leaning backwards, so you get a nice big kind of rounded fat shape there like that, come down to his wrist, and then the hands themselves are just simple circles like that, and there's the back of his leg as he's sitting down there, and just between these two shapes you can see his tail, which again is a kind of circle, like that. Okay, so there is our sketched in character. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a bit of colouring, and then in the end, I'll get a pen and I'll outline all these pencil lines, really bring it to life. Okay. Now, actually, before I do the colouring, I'm going to use a finer pen to outline these pencil shapes. Then when that's dry, rub out the pencil guidelines, okay, to make it that more crisp and sharp, okay? So basically all you do is get a finer pen, this is a 0.8, and carefully draw around your pencil shapes like that. Okay, being very careful to try and represent your pencil lines as faithfully as possible. So I'm going to do that and I'll catch up with you when I've done it. Okay, as you can see, I've now outlined all the pencil lines and rubbed out the guidelines to make it a lot sharper, okay? And here are the three colours that I'm going to use. The blue is for the top of his head and also his body, apart from his white tummy. And the red for his nose and the collar, and the yellow for the bell. Okay, so I'll just start off by shading in from the corner here. If you go over the line slightly like that, you can always remedy it with your pen line at the end, because I'm going to use obviously a thicker pen line. Okay, so I'll continue and shade in around these shapes. Now, it's a good idea if you're shading to actually go around the shape like that, carefully, and then fill in the gap. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that, as I said, around the top of the head, in the body, and then I'll move on to the other colours. Right, I'm just finishing off the blue around the side of his foot here now. Okay. I mixed out a little line, by the way, in his tummy to get that line there as opposite to that line, you see. So put that in, and now I'm going to move on to the red. As I said, the red is on his nose, on his collar, and also, I forgot, on his little tail down here. Okay, now there's a big highlight, and I notice I've rubbed out the actual pencil line because I don't want that to show. So I'll draw around it with my pen, and then what I'll do is just colour in the rest of the nose, leaving that highlight nice and white with no black line around it. Okay. And then move on to the collar and the tail. Okay, just finishing off the red now, put a little tail in, and then move on to the last colour, which is this kind of deep yellow colour. Okay, so I'll just colour right over the lines here because I'm going to bring them out again anyway. So as long as you try and get the outside shape coloured in properly, that's fine. You can just colour over the lines in the centre. Excellent. So let's move on to my broader pen now to do the outline. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do with the black outlining pen are the eyes. So around the outside shape, like that. And then the highlight shape, and fill in the rest. Okay, and do exactly the same with that one. And then what I'm going to do is go around all of the other shapes, like the nose, you know, outline it. Try and keep as close as you can to your thinner outline, like that. See, it all sharpens it up, okay, brings it into focus. So I'm going to do all that, I'll catch up with you later. Okay, as you can see, I've been outlining these shapes with the thicker pen, and it really starts to make it look great, doesn't it? While doing that, I noticed by the bit I was drawing around here, I've forgotten to colour in his leg. So I'm going to just do that just now. All right, now you probably noticed I'd missed that out, hadn't you? Right, okay, so I'm finishing it off, and then carrying on now with my black outlines, okay? I can now just carry on and do the underside of the leg here, all right? And outline the little pocket shape. And move up to the bell. And so on. Like that. And this shape here is black. Okay, now I'll carry on and finish off these outlines. Okay, the last line or two. And his arm, and around the little ball of the tail there. Excellent. So that's our cute anime character, you know, from the future, the robot cat Doraemon. So hope you enjoyed that, and hope you can join me again for another tutorial quite soon. In the meantime, of course, all the best, and happy drawing.